Hi, I'm Lisa Callahan, and with hunting season in full swing here in the Texas Hill Country, I wanted to show you one of my family's famous venison recipes. This is one of our favorites, and this is venison steak with cheese sauce, which I got from my good friend Melissa Strasser, so thank you, Melissa. And what we use with this is a venison backstrap. Ours happens to be whitetail deer because that's what we have here in the Hill Country. And I've already gotten some started, but I wanted to show you how I do this. And I have a backstrap here, and I cut it in slices about like this. And then I'm going to take it and just pound it down. Make some nice little steaks here. I'm going to take one. And this is probably a pound of meat. I don't have a real large family, so I don't do too much at one time, so of course you can always double, triple, works great. Pound it down like that. You know, a little touch of salt and pepper. And then here's the rest that I have done over here already. So that's good to go. And then I come over here and I add 2.5 tablespoons of butter into my pan. And we'll let that melt down just a tad. And then to my butter, I'm going to add 2 cloves of garlic, finely chopped. And this is 3 things of green garlic, of green onion, and it's about 4 tablespoons. So we're going to go ahead and put that in there. And get that stirred up good. And this is just going to be the base for your meat. Lots of good flavor in there. And then just going to go ahead and pan fry this steak. Okay, we fried this up just until you can see that the blood is all cooked out of it. It looks nice and brown. You see how pretty that is? So I'm going to set this meat off to the side here. And these are small pieces of meat for me, but like I said, if you have a big family, you can certainly double or triple this recipe. And once we get the meat out of there, then we're just left with the juices, the garlic, the onion. I wish you could smell this. It smells so good. And then we're going to add 1/2 cup of white wine. And I'm using Fall Creek Sauvignon Blanc, which happens to be one of our Hill Country wines. It's really good, but whatever white wine you like. Just remember, if you're cooking with it, it should be a good wine, something that you're willing to drink, because you're going to really taste that wine flavor in there, so you don't want to use a cheap wine. So we're going to turn that up a little bit, bring that up to a boil. And that wine just deglazes the pan, gets all those meat juices in there. Like I said, it smells so good. I wish you could smell it. Okay, we're going to add just a little bit of sugar. This is only about 3/8 of a teaspoon, just very little bit. We'll go ahead and stir that in. And then I'm adding 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream. And this is going to thicken it. Let that cook until it gets nice and thick. And that'll probably take a good couple minutes. Okay, and you can see how nice and bubbly and thick that's getting. And then, now my friend Melissa, who gave me this recipe, uses blue cheese. And my family's just not really crazy about blue cheese. It's got such a pungent, strong taste to it. So I tried it with feta cheese, and it is so good. And I use the garlic and herb flavor. It just adds such a wonderful touch to it. So we're gonna get that off. Now you do this right at the end, right before you're getting ready to serve it. You just dump this whole thing, and this is 6 ounces of cheese. I'm gonna add that in there. And now, as you can see, it's really gonna thicken. And I know a lot of people think venison steak and cheese. That doesn't sound very good. It might not sound like a good combination, but trust me, give this recipe a try because it is so delicious. Once you get that cheese in there where it's starting to melt, then you just simply add all of your venison back in here. And of course, if you have somebody that you don't think would really like the sauce, you can always add that off to the side. Maybe some kids might kind of shy away from this. Don't know why, because this is the best. Now I'm just going to blend all that in, and you can see that cheese just really melting down over that meat. And I promise you, this is like from a gourmet restaurant. You can serve this to your guests, and they will be so impressed. And it's so easy to do. That's the main thing. It's just, it seems like such a good gourmet meal, and yet it's so easy. And when you take this meat, and you can see how beautiful that looks in that sauce. And when you go to serve it, just use a slotted spoon. You can serve your meat separate, pour your sauce into a separate container, even though the meat is in the sauce. And this sauce over some mashed potatoes with a nice salad will make the most wonderful meal. I promise you that you and your guest will love this, and I hope that you love it as much as my family does. Bon appetit!